QB Jacob Eason doesn't question his role. Look where we are now. Los Angeles, Kyler Murray empathizes with Jacob Eason. The Oklahoma backup quarterback had a similar path to the Georgia backup quarterback, highly touted, believed to be the quarterback of the future. Then stuck in uncertainty, and on the bench. Murray was one of the top quarterbacks in the 2015 class when he committed to Texas A&M. Midway through his freshman year in College Station, he started 3 games for the Aggies, before being replaced by Kyle Allen. He transferred to Oklahoma in the offseason, where most anticipated he'd have to sit only 1 year behind eventual Heisman winner Baker Mayfield. But after a Big 12 rule change, Mayfield got a year back, and has starred the last 2 seasons for the Sooners while Murray sat and waits. Does a similar fate await Eason? More, Oklahoma's Baker Mayfield arrives for Media Day, just a little bit late. More, confidence never wanes for Georgia freshman QB Jake from Woken column. College football's sleeping giant, Georgia, is wide awake. A 5-star prospect in the 2016 class from Seattle, Eason was supposed to Georgia's starter for the foreseeable future. But a knee sprain in Aggies' first game this season sidelined him, which forced the Bulldogs to insert true freshman Jake Fromm. Georgia was rolling by the time Eason got healthy and, according to offensive coordinator Jim Chaney, it's hard to make a change at that spot then. Saturday at Rose Bowl media availability, reporters crowded around Eason, presumably for the first time since being relegated to backup status, to ask about his season, his future and how he's handled a less-than-ideal situation. "It was more different than tough," said Eason, who was 204 for 370 passing for 2,430 yards and 16 touchdowns as a freshman last season. He mentioned that he's been in this position only one other time, when as a freshman Lake Stevens High he broke his arm and couldn't play. "In football you're going to deal with adversity. We were going great places and winning games, and I understand what Coach Chaney and head coach Kirby Smart want to do. I'm a player on this team and they're the coaches. I'm not going to fight their decisions. I think what they did was right. I mean, look where we are now." Chaney said this week he has not talked with Eason about a potential transfer. "Jacob has handled this situation as good as any human being could ever handle it," Chaney said. "It's been hard on him, I know it has. It's been difficult. I love him to death. He's a wonderful young man, but that's all I'd really like to talk about with this situation, because it ain't about him. It's about our football team." Eason repeated that refrain Saturday, emphasizing that he's been impressed with Fromm and excited for him, just like the rest of the Georgia fan base. "He's playing really well, and been a great leader for his young age," Eason said. "I want him to go out there and win ball games. I'm always going to root for Jake." Fromm, too, has said he doesn't pick up on any resentment from Eason, and that they've developed a good friendship. He and Eason have been roommates for every road game this season, going over the game plan each night before they go to sleep. Eason said they complement each other well. Eason likes to sleep in, but Fromm is an earlier riser, so Fromm makes sure Eason is never late to team breakfast. The only qualm Eason has is that he occasionally wakes up with a pillow stuffed in his face, because Fromm has tired of Eason snoring. Eason said he's not focused on what happens come spring football. He came to Georgia because he believed the Bulldogs were capable of seasons like this, and he's thrilled to play a part in it, however unexpected and diminished his role may be. As for transferring, a common trend among quarterbacks who find themselves second or third on the depth chart, Eason doesn't recall ever discussing that hypothetical scenario with his family during the recruiting process. "I know I fell in love with Georgia and Athens and the coaches and players when I committed," Eason said. "I'm a firm believer in sticking with your decision, so I did. And it's paid off." Murray's advice for the fellow signal caller, who he's never met, was simple. Being a starter and then being flip-flopped. "It's obviously tough," Murray said. "We're all competitors, we all want to play. But I think just do what's right for you, whatever that may be. And I do think everything happens for a reason."